各位代表
Fellow deputies,
第14届全国人民代表大会第4次会议
the fourth session of the 14th National People's Congress should be attended by
2878人
2,878 deputies. Today, 2,765 deputies are
缺
present,
席
with
113人
113
出
absent.
席人数
The number
符合
of
法定人数
attendees meets the quorum requirement.
现在我宣布
I now declare
中华人民共和国
the fourth session of the 14th National People's Congress of the People's Republic of China
开幕。
begin.
请全体起
Please
立
all rise
唱国歌。
for the national anthem. Please be seated.
各位代表，
Fellow
今
deputies,
天的全体会议有7项
there
议
are
程
7 items on today's
现
agenda.
在进行第一
Now
项
let's
议
move on to the first
审
item,
议
deliberation of the government work
下面
report.
请国务
Now,
院
I would
总
like to
理
give the floor
Li
to
Qiang
Premier of the State Council,
报告
Comrade Li Qiang, to deliver the report. Fellow
现
deputies,
在，我代表国务
on
院
behalf of the State
向
Council,
大会
I will now report to you on the work of the government for your deliberation,
并请全国政
and
协委
also
员
for comments from members of the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political
2025
Consultative
年
Conference.
工作回顾。
Part 1, a review of our work
2025
in
年是
2025.
很不平凡的一
The
年。
year 2025
党
stood
的
out as
20 届
truly
四中
remarkable.
全会
At its fourth
胜利
plenary
召开
session, the
规划了
20th Central
未
Committee
来
of
5年
CPC set
我国
out
发展
an
的宏伟
inspiring
蓝图。
blueprint for China's development
我
over the
们
next
隆
5
重
years.
纪念中国人民
We commemorated
抗日
the
战争
80th anniversary
第四
of
届
the victory in the
反法西斯
Chinese
战
People's
争
War of
胜利
resistance against the
80周
Japanese
年
aggression and the world
极大振
anti-fascist
奋
war.
民族精神，
These
激发
events have greatly
爱国热情，
lifted our national spirit,
凝聚
fostered patriotism
奋斗力量，
among our people, and further galvanized the
面对
strength
国内
for
外
pursuing
形
our
势
goals.
深刻复杂的变化。
Amidst the profound and complex development both at home and abroad,
党中央
the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core rallied the Chinese people of all ethnic groups and led them in meeting challenges head-on
坚
and
定不
working
移
hard
贯
to
彻
with
新发
determination,
展理念，
keeping in
推
mind
动高质
a
量发展，
new development philosophy and
统筹
pursued
国内国
high-quality
际
development,
两个大局，全年
keeping in mind
经济
both
社会
domestic
发
and
展
international
主
imperatives.
要目标任务
Thanks to these efforts, the main goals and tasks for economic and social development in 2025 are accomplished. The 14th five-year plan was brought to a successful conclusion, and solid new strides were made in advancing Chinese modernization.
我国经济
Over the past year,
顶压前
the
行，
Chinese economy has proved remarkably resilient. Forging ahead against the headwinds, the economy remained generally stable and steady growth was registered. GDP grew by 5%, reaching 140.19 trillion yuan. Overall employment remained stable, with 12.67 million urban jobs created, and the average surveyed urban unemployment rate stood at 5.2%. Foreign trade registered rapid growth. Significant advances were made in export diversification, and basic equilibrium was maintained in the balance of payments. Public well-being initiatives delivered more robust outcomes. Personal incomes rose in step with economic growth. Poverty alleviation gains were consolidated and expanded. The policy of providing 1 year of free preschool education was implemented, benefiting 14 million children. And over 30 million children under 3 benefited from the child care subsidies launched nationwide last year. Grain output rose to 715 million metric tons. Encouraging headway was made in diffusing risks in key areas. Overall social stability was ensured. Over the past year, China has achieved dynamic, innovation-driven, and high-quality development. New quality productive forces grew steadily, and numerous new advances were made in science and technology. China led the way in research, development, application of AI, biomedicine robots, and quantum technology. New breakthroughs were made in the independent research and development of chips. The Tianwen-2 probe embarked on the interplanetary exploration mission. Large-scale application of Beidou navigation satellite system were extended. And Fujian, China's first domestically built aircraft carrier equipped with an electromagnetic catapult system, was officially commissioned. The industrial structure continued to improve. The value added of high-tech manufacturing and equipment manufacturing grew by 9.4% and 9.2% respectively, while the output of industrial robots and integrated circuits rose by 28% and 10.9% respectively. New energy vehicle output exceeded 16 million units. And the number of electric vehicle charging facilities topped 20 million. A drop of 5.1% in energy consumption per unit of GDP continued to improve. What we achieved in 2025 was indeed hard-won. Rarely in many years have we encountered such a grave and complex landscape where external shocks and challenges were intertwined with domestic difficulties and tough policy choices. The Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping as core led us in meeting these challenges with pressing ahead with fortitude and composure. We firmly safeguard China's national interest on the international front. On the domestic front, we focus on running our own affairs well. We prepared for the worst-case scenario, striving for the best. Not only did we maintain overall macroeconomic stability and secure new advances in high-quality development, but we also significantly bolstered morale and confidence across society. During this process, we deepen our understanding of what is needed to deliver in economic work under new circumstances. We must fully tap the potential of the economy, both provide policy support and pursue reform and innovation. Both foster market vitality and conduct effective regulation. invest in both physical assets and people, and hone our own capabilities to navigate external challenges. Once again, it has been shown that upholding the centralized unified leadership of the Party Central Committee is the fundamental guarantee for overcoming all difficulties and advancing all of our work. It has been shown that the Chinese people possess the confidence, wisdom, and strength to surmount any obstacle that lies ahead. Last year, we continued to enrich our understanding of and apply Xi Jinping's thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. We also fully applied the guiding principle from the 20th CPC National Congress and the plenary sessions of the 20th CPC Central Committee. Acting on the decisions and plans of the Party Central Committee, we mainly did the following work. First, we implemented more proactive and effective macro policies and worked to maintain stable economic performance. Early in the year, we took all necessary steps to prepare for emerging complex and volatile situation. In the first quarter, China's economy got off to a good start. From the second quarter on, in response to new developments facing the economy, particularly the impact of U.S. tariff hikes, we fully leveraged policies already in place and introduced a range of more robust measures to maintain employment and economic stability. These steps effectively cushioned downward economic pressure and ensured the fulfillment of major objectives for the year. We pursue a more proactive fiscal policy and an appropriately accommodative monetary policy. Government spending was increased. We also lowered the policy interest rates and the RRR. Consumer goods trading programs were ramped up, resulting in over 2.6 trillion yuan in commodity sales. Total retail sales of consumer goods topped 50 trillion yuan. To boost effective investment, we stepped up efforts to implement two major projects. Funding for equipment upgrades were allocated and put to use more quickly, driving an 11.8% increase in investment in equipment purchases. New types of policy-backed financial instruments were introduced to guarantee the development of the realistic market. Thanks to that, the coordinated measures, we diffuse risks in small, medium, local financial institutions, help them to deliver the result of these policies. Second, we pursued innovation-driven development and continued to build a modernized industrial system. We implemented strategic plans for building China's strengths in science and technology. Last year, China's R&D spending reached 2.8% of GDP, and the value of technology contract transactions rose by 10.8%. The integration of technological and industrial innovation picked up pace. Transformation and upgrading of traditional industry continued, and the AI Plus initiative continued to strive. AI industrial application gathered pace, and the value added of core digital economy industries exceeded 10.5% of GDP. Third, we further deepened reform and opening up and ensured smooth flows in the national economy. We took solid steps to implement the reform plans adopted at the third plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee. We implemented the guidelines on developing a unified national market, issued an updated negative list for market access, and we also gained active results in the reform of SOEs. We also introduced measures to boost the private investment. Overdue payments owed to enterprises were settled. We took the initiative to open China wider and also advanced unilateral opening up in a well-ordered way. Exports for the year grew by 6.1%. Thanks to a new initiative launched to keep foreign investment stable, we have seen good progress, and island-wide special custom operations were launched in the Hainan Free Trade Port. Solid steps were taken to advance high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, further boosting practical cooperation in various fields. Fourth, we moved forward with both new urbanization and all-round rural revitalization, and promoted coordinated development between urban and rural areas and between different regions. In implementing the plan set out at last year's Central Urban Work Conference, we foster modern metropolitan areas and also advance the people moving to cities from rural areas to grant them the permanent urban residency. And the share of permanent urban residents in the total population rose to 67.9%. And we also further consolidate, expand poverty alleviation gains and bring them integrated with the rural revitalization. The number of employed people across those lifted out of poverty remain at above 30 million. We intensified implementation of regional strategy and enhanced interconnected development among different regions. Fifth, we ensured the people's well-being and actively developed social programs. We adopted a new supportive policy to stabilize employment. We ensured stable employment for key groups. We advanced the 3-year action plan for boosting China's strength in education, and also continue to advance development of the community-level schools. And the medical service were improved and covered all the Grade 2 and Grade 3 public general hospitals in the county level. And we see that the minimum basic old age benefits for rural and non-working urban residents were increased by 20 yuan per month. The private pension system were implemented nationwide. And we delivered more extensive and effective social assistance. Cultural program industry were boosted. Domestic tourist trips increased by 16.2%, and inbound tourist trips by 17.1%. We successfully hosted the 9th Asian Winter Games and the 15th National Games. We also witnessed a strong surge in recreational sports events and public fitness activities. 6. We worked faster to build a beautiful China and advance the green and low-carbon development. We took solid measures to improve both the quality and efficacy of air pollution prevention and control. In cities at and above the prefecture level, the average concentration of fine particulate matter fell by 4.4%. Efforts to conserve major rivers, important lakes, and reservoirs were intensified. And the initiative was launched to build the green and low-carbon transition in key industries. In total energy consumption, the share of non-fossil energy reached 21.7%. China announced its 2035 nationally determined contributions to response to climate change, demonstrating our commitment as a responsible major country.
7. We continue to enhance government performance and develop new and better approaches to social governance. We implemented the party committee's strategic plans for conducting full and rigorous party self-governance, launched a study campaign for fully implementing the 8-point decision on improving work conduct, and strengthened efforts to improve party conduct, build integrity, and combat corruption. We also addressed pointless formalities to lighten the burden on those working on the ground. We continue to build a law-based government. We submitted 13 legislative proposals to the Standing Committee of the NPC, and we also accepted oversight in compliance with the law and handled with careful attention. We also launched a special campaign on regulating enterprise-related administrative law enforcement. We refined the mechanism for ensuring regular headways and key patterns in the delivery of one-stop government services. And the 3-year action plan to address the root causes of workplace accidents and ensure production safety was carried out. And we also take active measures to crack down on illegal and criminal activities of all types in accordance with the law. And all this has led to further progress in advancing the Peaceful China initiative. In 2025, we made new advances in conducting major country diplomacy with Chinese characteristics. President Xi and other party and state leaders visited many countries and attended a host of major bilateral and multilateral events, including the China Central Asia Summit, the 32nd APEC Economic Leaders Meeting, the virtual BRICS Summit, and the Chinese G20 Summit. China also hosted several major diplomatic events, such as the SCO Tianjin Summit, the Global Leaders Meeting on Women, and the Fourth Ministerial Meeting of the China Select Forum. We remained firm in opposing protectionism and unilateral bullying acts, in upholding multilateralism, openness, and cooperation. China proposed the Global Governance Initiative and continued to promote the building of a community with a shared future for mankind, and played a positive and constructive role in addressing global challenges and resolving regional and international hotspot issues. With these efforts, China made important contributions to global peace and development. 2025 marked the conclusion of the 14th five-year plan. Over the past 5 years, the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core has rallied the people of all ethnic groups across the country and led us in responding to the once-in-a-century COVID-19 pandemic and other extraordinary shocks and challenges, and in securing major achievements in the cause of the party and the country. And this has ensured a good beginning for our journey towards the second centenary goal. China's economy reached new heights. China's GDP crossed successive thresholds, topping 110, 120, 130, and 140 trillion yuan. We have registered an annual average growth of 5.4%, well above global average. New breakthroughs were achieved in technological and industrial innovation. R&D spending increased by an annual average of 10%. New strides were made in reform and opening up. We made solid gains in reforms and in progress of unified national market, and all access restrictions on foreign investment in manufacturing were lifted. People's well-being was elevated to a new high. Per capita disposable income increased at an average rate of 5.4%, and a total of over 60 million urban jobs were created. The average life expectancy reached 79.25 years. Fast progress was achieved in ecological conservation. In cities at and above prefecture level, the proportion of days with good or excellent air quality rose to 89.3%. China achieved the world's fastest and largest increase in forest resources and created the world's largest and fast-growing renewable energy system. China's ability to safeguard security has improved. Security capacity was bolstered considerably, and we held firm to the bottom line of not having any systemic risks. Thanks to arduous and unrelenting efforts, we have accomplished all 20 major targets, 17 major strategic targets, and 102 major projects set out in the outline of the 14th five-year plan. Fundamentally, we owe these remarkable achievements to the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core. which has been at the helm charting our course, and to Xi Jinping's thoughts on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, which has provided us with sound guidance, and to the concerted efforts of the whole party, the entire military, and the Chinese people of all ethnic groups. On behalf of the State Council, I express my sincere thanks to all the people and to all other political parties, people's organizations, and public figures from all sectors of the society. I convey our heartfelt appreciation to our fellow countrymen and women in the Hong Kong and Macau special administrative regions in Taiwan and those residing overseas. I also extend our sincere appreciation to the governments of other countries, international organizations, and friends across the world that have shown understanding and support for us in China. While recognizing our achievements, we are also clear-eyed about the difficulties and challenges we face. The evolving external environment is exerting a greater impact on China, and geopolitical risks are rising. Global economic momentum remains sluggish, while multilateralism and free trade are under severe threat. At home, we still face quite a few problems and challenges, both old and new. In economic development and transformation, the task of transitioning to new growth drivers is formidable. Some enterprises, they are having difficulties running their business, and the government is having budgetary revenue issues, and there is still room for improvement in the work of the government. Some policies upon implementation have not delivered as expected. Some officials lack the ability and solutions needed to drive high-quality development. Some officials have a misguided understanding of what it means to perform well, and corruption still occurs frequently in some sectors and localities. While these difficulties are not to be ignored, we still have every reason to be firmly confident. The conditions underpinning China's long-term growth and its underlying trend remain unchanged. And China's advantages of political system and the fact that we are a major country are demonstrating, and we will surely open up even more promising prospects for China's development if we respond to these questions in the right way. Second, main objectives and major tasks for the 15th five-year plan period. In accordance with the recommendations of the Party Committee for formulating the 15th five-year plan period for national economic and social development, the State Council has drafted the outline of the 15th five-year plan for national economic and social development, which has been submitted to this session for your review. I will now brief you on the major indicators and main objectives. We have drafted 20 main indicators covering several areas. In the area of economic development, we cover structure, growth, and efficiency. In the area of innovation, there are altogether 3 indicators. In the area of public well-being, we have proposed indicators covering employment, income, education, medical care, health, elderly care, and child care. Altogether, 7 indicators in the area of public well-being. In the area of green and low-carbon development, in the fields of carbon reduction and pollutants control, there are altogether 5 indicators. In terms of security, there are indicators proposed in the fields of food and energy production capacity. With regards to major strategic tasks, the draft outline set out the major tasks in the following 4 areas. The first is pursuing high-quality development. We want to consolidate the foundation for economic development, centering on a modern industrial system with advanced manufacturing as the backbone. To achieve greater self-reliance and strength in science and technology, we must deliver advances in original innovation and breakthroughs in core technology. In the fields of advancing the Beautiful China initiative, we will further refine our eco-environment. Second, strengthening the domestic economy. We must remain committed to exerting the inherent momentum of the domestic economy, and we will also focus on unleashing the great potential of China as a great manufacturer, and also build a unified national market, and also revitalize the initiatives of all the market players. We will also focus on dual circulation, make the most of all positive market elements.
Third, advancing common prosperity for all. We would like to build a childbirth-friendly society, improve population service, develop education that meets the people's expectation, raise the average years of schooling among the working-age population to 11.7, move faster to both advance the Healthy China initiative and build a country strong in sports, raise life expectancy to 80 years, proactively respond to population aging, and increase the share of nursing beds in elderly care facilities to 73%, promote high-quality full employment, improve the income distribution system, and refine the social security system. We'll continue to consolidate and expand our poverty alleviation gains. Fourth, ensuring both development and security. We will take measures to guarantee that the supply capability for food, energy, and resources, and make sure that the grain production capacity could reach 725 million metric tons, and in overall energy production capacity to the equivalent of 5.8 billion metric tons of standard coals. Third, major projects to consider the consistency of the projects. The draft outline processed a total of 109 major projects in 6 areas based on a full consideration of their strategic value, guiding role, and continuity. We would like to let the government taking the lead and also drive the whole society to participate. And we will fill in that the shortcomings and also to sustain the growth. Looking forward, we are fully confident about the future. Under the strong leadership of the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, with the concerted efforts of all of us across the country, we will surely turn the inspiring blueprint of the 15th Five-Year Plan into a living reality. Part 3. Overall requirements and policy orientations for economic and social development in 2026. This year is the first year of the 15th Five-Year Plan period. To deliver in our work, we in government must, under the strong leadership of the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, do the following. Follow the guidance of Xi Jinping's thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, fully implement the guiding principles from the party's 20th National Congress and the plenary sessions of the 20th Party Central Committee, act on the guideline of the 4th plenary session of the 20th Party Central Committee and last year's Central Economic War Conference, fully and faithfully apply the new development philosophy on all fronts, move faster to foster a new pattern of development, and promote high-quality development. Adhere to the general principle of pursuing progress while ensuring stability. Keep in mind both domestic and international parameters, imperatives. Better ensure both development and security, implement more proactive and effective macro policies, make our policies more forward-looking, targeted, and coordinated, further boost domestic demand, improve supply, optimize the allocation of new resources while making the best use of existing ones, develop new quality productive forces in light of local conditions, advance the development of a unified national market, continue to prevent and diffuse risks in key areas, provide greater support to keep employment, enterprises, operations, markets, and expectations stable, promote high-quality economic growth while achieving appropriate increase in economic output, maintain social harmony and stability. All these will ensure we got off to a good start in the 15th five-year plan period. The main targets for development this year are 4.5 to 5%, while striving for better in practice. Surveyed urban unemployment rate of around 5.5%. Over 12 million new urban jobs. CPI increase of around 2%. Personal income growth in step with economic growth. A basic equilibrium in the balance of payments. Grain output of around 700 million metric tons. A reduction of around 3.8% in carbon dioxide emissions per unit of GDP. In proposing these targets, we have considered the need to leave some room for structural adjustments, risk prevention, and reform in the opening year of this five-year plan period, so as to lay the solid foundation for delivering better performance in the coming years. The GDP growth target is well aligned with our long-range objectives through the year 2035, and also in line with the long-term growth potential of China's economy. As favorable conditions for achieving these targets are in place, all local governments should, in light of local realities, make solid efforts to deliver good outcomes. In terms of policy orientation, we would like to pursue the growth progress while ensuring stability, improve both the quality and performance of growth, boost synergy between adopted policies and new ones, enhance counter and cross-cyclical adjustments, and make macroeconomic governance more effective. We will continue to implement a more proactive fiscal policy. The deficit to GDP ratio for this year is set at around 4%. The government deficit is set at 5.89 trillion yuan. 230 billion yuan more than last year. A total of 1.3 trillion yuan of ultra-long special treasury bonds will be issued to support two major strategies and two new programs. A total of 300 billion yuan of special treasury bonds will be issued to enable large state-owned commercial banks to replenish their capital. This year, 4.4 trillion yuan of local government special purpose bonds will be issued to support major projects implementation, replenish hidden debts, and also settle overdue payments owed by governments. We will continue to improve spending structure and make that the government spending, fiscal spending, in a better way to use. The central government will increase its fiscal transfer payment to local governments in order to make sure that at the primary level, basic living needs are met, salaries are paid, and governments function normally. And we will further reinforce financial economic discipline, strengthen budget constraints, and strictly control general expenditures. Every cent we save must be spent on solving critical development problems and meeting people's urgent needs. We will continue to apply appropriately accommodative monetary policy. We will maintain adequate liquidity. The increase of aggregate financing and monetary supply in step with projected economic growth and CPI levels. We will develop new and better structural monetary policy instruments, smooth out the channels for monetary policy transmissions, and also guide financial institutions to boost support for key priorities such as domestic demand expansion, scientific and technological innovation, macro, small, medium enterprises. We will continue to lower and kept general lower level for the overall financing cost. We will improve coordination between reform measures and macro policies. We will remove the bottleneck and obstacles impeding economic flows through reform. and cultivate internal growth momentum. We will enhance the consistency of our macro policy orientation, make such policies more effective. All policies we would like to place and introduce, and then they could form the synergy, and we will boost the coordination among different policies. We will refine the mechanism for managing expectations to bolster public confidence. Fourth,
first, build a strong, unified national market and build plans for income increase for both urban and countryside dwellers. And we will also build we will also roll out a number of substantial measures to help farmers to increase their revenues and income. And also we will also allocate 250 billion yuan worth of super long-term national bond to help the enterprises. And we will also allocate 100 billion yuan special fiscal financial coordination fund, and we will make the best use of combined measures such as loan interest subsidies, financing guarantee, and risk compensation. We will broaden the coverage of low interest subsidies for personal consumers and service entities, and we will also revitalize offline consumption and phase out illegitimate barriers for consumption, and we will also introduce for primary and secondary school students in localities where conditions meet the spring and autumn holidays. This year, we have a total of 755 billion yuan earmarked in this year's central government budget for investments, and we will also allocate 800 billion yuan raised from ultra-long special treasury bonds to implement major national strategies and enhance security capacity in key areas. And quotas for local government special purpose bonds earmarked for projects will be raised and placed under separate management, and a total of 800 billion yuan will be allocated from the ultra-long special treasury bonds. This will be driving the vitality of private sector investments. Second, foster new growth drivers at a faster pace. We will upgrade traditional industries, and 200 billion yuan will be raised from ultra-long special treasury to support large-scale equipment upgrades. We will launch a new round of initiatives to drive high-quality development in key manufacturing chains. In the meantime, we will channel more support to SMEs in digital transformation. A number of smart factories and intelligent supply chains will be built to enhance smart manufacturing, and we will also foster standards, enhance quality oversight, and promote brand building. We will nurture emerging industries and industries of the future. The Industrial Innovation Project will be rolled out to encourage central government enterprises and other SOEs to take the lead in application scenario expansion, and in the fields of aviation and aerospace, biomedicine, and low-altitude economy, we will foster some emerging pillars, and we will also nurture industries of the future, such as future energy, quantum technology, embodied AI, brain-computer interfaces, and 6G technology, among other future-oriented industries. We will roll out mechanisms to help grow SMEs that use specialized and sophisticated technologies so that they will become the leaders of future technology. We will also enhance the capacity and quality of the service sector. Efforts will be made to press ahead with trials to promote integrated development of advanced manufacturing and modern services, covering finance, modern logistics, intellectual property services, and inspection and testing. And we will also work to boost the quality, diversity, and accessibility of consumer services. And market access will be further expanded for investment in priority areas. And we will also create new forms of smart economy. And this means expanding the AI Plus initiative, promoting faster application and commercial application of AI agents. And we will also launch super large-scale AI application and hyperscale intelligent computing clusters. We will also develop satellite internet and build high-quality data sets so as to improve AI governance. 3. Moving faster to achieve greater self-reliance and strengthen science and technology. We should seize the historic opportunities for technological revolution and industrial transformation to raise our capacity across major fields of technology. We will drive advances in original innovation and breakthroughs in core technologies in key fields, and we will also enhance the R&D spending on basic research and build China's strengths in strategic science and technology in a coordinated way and ensure self-sufficiency in science and technology. We will promote scientific and technological literacy among the public and promote the spirits of innovation. Efforts will be made to pursue full integration between technological and industrial innovation. The Beijing, Tianjin, Hebei, and Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau Greater Bay Area will be built into international centers for science-tech innovation. We will build them into world-class innovation engines. The principal role of enterprises in innovation will be reinforced, and we will also create innovation and consortia and undertake more major national science and technology projects. And we will also empower innovation and creation with fintech. Efforts will also be made to promote integrated development of education, science, technology, and talents. The integrated mechanism will be rolled out to boost coordination across development plans, and we will improve mechanisms for ensuring talent training, and we will also cultivate a higher quality of talents and build national centers for interdisciplinary studies and to do more to cultivate top-tier homegrown innovators. We will also deliver smooth channels for talents exchanges so that talents of all types can leverage their potential in China. 4. Continue to deepen reforms in key areas. We will intensify efforts to build a unified national market. The regulations will be drawn up on developing a unified national market. We will also work out a list of do's and don'ts for local governments, investment attractions, and roll out better regulatory policies on tax breaks and government subsidies. And we will also address monopolies and unfair competition with greater intensity so as to build a good and sound market environment and roll out a number of pilot programs. So more and more qualified regions and cities will be included in this pilot program. We will also reform the fiscal, tax, and financial system. Fiscal resources and budgets will be further and better coordinated so as to raise the share of state capital gains that are collected by the central government. We will also promote sound fiscal management, advance and improve local tax systems and expand the sources of tax revenue at the local level. We will also optimize the scope and rate of exercise tax and move its collection on some items further down the production to consumption chain. We will also improve the payment system for investment. We will also energize all market entities. The two unswerving initiatives will be consolidated. The SOE and state capital reform will be further strengthened to refine the layout of the state-owned sector. We will also champion the enterprising spirit so as to drive the overall development of the private sector. We will refine the modern corporate system and address wage arrears and undue payments for enterprises so that enterprises can be settled in their developments. 5. Expanding high standard opening up. We will take the initiative to open wider to the outside world. In the service sector in particular, we will expand market access and open up more areas. We will further expand opening up trails for value-added telecom services and also refine the comprehensive demonstration zones for free trade zones, and we will advance the efforts in the Hainan Free Trade Zone. And we will also keep the volume of foreign trade stable and refine its mixes, and we will give both credit and credit insurance support, expand cross-border use of RMB, and ensure integrated development of trade and investment of the domestic and foreign trade, and cross-border commerce plus overseas warehouse models will be further scaled up, and intermediary delivery and services will be further enhanced, and we support service exports and boost imports to promote balanced trade and further facilitate cross-border trade. We will also expand two-way investment cooperation. We will deepen reform of the institutional framework for promoting foreign investment and ensure national treatment for foreign-funded enterprises. A new edition of the Catalogue of Encouraged Industries for Foreign Investment will be implemented, and foreign-funded enterprises will be encouraged to reinvest in China and expand production locally. We will enhance services and support for foreign-funded enterprises, and development zones and industrial parks of all types will be better supported, and we will also guide the overseas distribution of industrial layouts and improve comprehensive overseas service. We will pursue high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, and this means strengthening strategic alignment with the Belt and Road partners and roll out a number of small but beautiful public well-being projects so that our development results can benefit more people.
6. Advancing all-round rural revitalization. We will always committed to grain production, keep a firm focus on grain production, and we will place equal emphasis on output and capacity, production and conservation, and output expansion and income growth. We'll step up efforts in the initiative to raise grain production capacity by 50 million metric tons and increase output of grain and edible oil stable. And we will continue to boost the seeds industry and also to grow the high-quality land and also boost development of the advanced machinery and maintain that the crop prices in a reasonable range. All localities should shoulder their due responsibility and make sure that food security is well guaranteed. We will provide regular targeted assistance. We will bring that into the plan of rural revitalization so as to guard against any large-scale lapse or relapse into poverty. Assistance policy will generally remain unchanged. We will increase employment and industry. We will continue to provide follow-up support to people relocated from inhospitable areas And we will also help them to enjoy faster growth and boost the internal growth momentum of these areas. We will continue to advance rural revitalization and rural reform and development. Province-wide trials on extending rural land contracts by another 30 years upon the expiration of the current second round of contracts will be conducted across the country. We developed the local distinctive industries and help that the local farmers increasing their income. And we will also to improve the weak links in the living environment, and so that we could build a beautiful and harmonious countryside for people to live and work in. 7th, advancing new urbanization and coordinated regional development. We will continue to promote a people-centered new urbanization. Well-conceived and systematic measures will be taken to grant permanent urban residence to people who move to cities from rural areas, and also that ensure more children of rural migrant workers can take high school entrance examinations in their current place of residence. And we will continue to renovate the residential compounds, old urban residential compound and urban village. And we will boost development of projects for ensuring an urban infrastructure, and also we will emphasize on the zoning function and the localities through the based on their defined functions to leverage their competitive advantages, and develop that the places the provinces should take greater responsibilities. And we will deepen the administrative region cooperation. 8th, taking stronger measures to ensure and improve the people's well-being. We will promote high-quality food employment. We will bolster support for employment through various policies. And for the graduates and other young people, we will also introduce policies to support them to find a job. And for the people in flexible employment and a new form of employment, they will participate in social security programs. And we will also facilitate employment and entrepreneurship through better adaptation to the development of AI technology. We will also guarantee the payment to the rural migrant workers. And we will also conduct large-scale training programs for upgrading vocational skills to equip more workers with marketable skills that will help them secure better jobs and higher earnings. We will enhance education, equity, and quality. We will carry out the project on fostering virtual through education in the new era, and also increase the quality of the education. And for the free preschool education, will continue to refine the policy and increase the supply of regular senior secondary school places. Enrollment in quality undergraduate program will continue to expand it. We will also enhance the school capability with distinctive features. We will also to build that system that the schools, society, and families collaboration together. And we will also make sure that the students and young people realize well-rounded development. We will strengthen basic medical and health services. We will deepen the reform of public hospitals to see that they better serve the public interest, and provide greater operational support for county, district, and community-level medical institutes. And we will also to optimize the position, the function of the medical institute. And we will also continue to ensure better medication continuity at primary-level medical institute. And we will promote preservation, innovative development of TCM. And the government subsidy for basic medical insurance for rural and non-working urban residents will be raised by 24 yuan per person, and we will continue to do the central procurement work. And we will also boost the high-quality development of innovative drugs and medical devices so as to better meet people's diverse needs for medicines and medical services. We will improve social security and social services. Minimum basic old age benefits for rural and non-working urban residents will be raised by 20 yuan per month. And we will continue that the consistency of the social insurance transferring to different locations. We will also boost the development of rural, the elderly care services, and boost development of the silver economy. And we will also carry out a project to boost the rehabilitation service. And for the senior people and also that is the people with disabilities, they will receive more support. And we will develop the integrated development of the child care and the nursing services. We will also to make better use of the resources and also to provide social assistance by tiers and in different categories. We will better meet people's needs in terms of the cultural.
We will follow the core socialist values in guiding cultural development, and we will develop the press, publishing, radio, film, television, literature, art, and other fields in promoting their production. And we will also encourage museums, public libraries, and cultural centers to open to the public and improve the service system for the public. And we will also develop high-quality cultural tourism and develop an integrated business farm. And we will also develop more popular public sports activities. And 9, accelerating the green transition across the board. We will step up comprehensive efforts to improve the environment, and we will ensure blue skies, clear water, and clean lands. And we will formulate plans to ensure air quality improvement. The natural reserve land will be comprehensively upgraded so as to ensure clear sky and lucid water. And we will also boost the green and low carbon economy. And in major fields, we will roll out green and low carbon development plans, and the national low carbon fund will be established to drive clean energy transition, and we will actively work towards peaking carbon emissions and achieving carbon neutrality. And the system will be rolled out to control both the total amount and intensity of carbon emissions. And the system for managing footprints will be refined, and the new national electric power system will be improved so as to accelerate the construction of smart grid and efficient use of fossil fuels. 10, strengthening risk prevention and mitigation and enhancing security capacity in key areas. We will work to stabilize the real estate market, and city-specific policies will be rolled out to refine supply and boost demand. And we will take measures to engage in reforms of the housing providence and fund system. And we will also launch an action plan to improve property management services. And we will also roll out some additional measures. Efforts will also be taken to diffuse local government debt risks. And this includes diffuse hidden debt risks at a faster pace. And stringent measures will be taken to prevent fraudulent debt resolution. A number of measures will be adopted to diffuse operational debt risks in local government financing platforms. And a long-term mechanism will be established to conduct unified government debt management. We will also take active measures to diffuse financial risks. Local SMEs will be encouraged to get involved in diffusing financial risks, and we will also strengthen early warning and early rectification measures for risks. We will safeguard national security and social stability. We will fully apply a holistic approach to national security and improve the national security governance. And we will strengthen safe production, enhance the foundation of disaster and risk relief. And in northern countries, we will shore up infrastructure and emergency response and other weak links. The social governance system will be improved, and we will support the multimodal dispute handling framework at the local level. And we will also build a greater and safer China. With new circumstances and challenges, higher requirements are posed for the government, and we will have to gain a deeper understanding about the two establishes and remain committed to the four confidences, and to do well in terms of two establishes, and we need to stay aligned to the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at the core. And also we have to shore up the responsibility in stricter party self-governance, and we will combine with the efforts of cracking down on corruption and legitimate behaviors that are related to people's lives. And we will also engage in substantial efforts. We will build a law-based government and perform our duties in accordance with the Constitution and the law. And we will accept the oversight of the National People's Congress and the government. And we will also accept the supervision of the society through public opinion and media. Efforts will be made to increase the administrative efficiency, and also we will take solid steps to make government affairs more transparent and improve the way we communicate and explain policies to the public. And we will explore new models of high-quality development and work very hard to fight against formalities and bureaucracies to lower the burden for grassroots-level government. We will build a greater environment for talents, for public opinions, and also for the business. And across the society, we are going to foster a unified strength of high-quality development. With the focus on forging a strong sense of the community for the Chinese nation, we will promote such sense of community, and we will adhere to the party's basic policy on religious affairs, ensure that religions in China are Chinese in orientation, and we will implement the party's policy on overseas Chinese affairs and protect the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese nationals residing abroad and those who have returned to China. Last year saw new achievements in modernizing national defense and the armed forces. This year, we will continue to apply Xi Jinping's thoughts on strengthening the military and implement the military strategy for the new era. We will stay committed to the party's absolute leadership over the people's armed forces and fully and thoroughly implement the system of ultimate responsibility resting with the chairman of the Central Military Commission. And we will improve military political conduct and make major strides towards the centenary goal of the PLA, and we will make solid gains in military training and combat readiness. Efforts will also be made to strengthen the military during the 15th five-year plan period and enhance military civilian reforms and unity. And we will resolutely implement the policy of one country, two systems, under which the people of Hong Kong administer Hong Kong and people of Macau administer Macau. And we will see that Hong Kong and Macau are administered by patriots, so that Hong Kong and Macau can better integrate into and contribute to the country's overall development and ensure long-term prosperity and stability. And we will fully implement the party's overall policy for the new era on resolving the Taiwan question. We will stay committed to the One China principle and the 1992 consensus, resolutely fight against separatist forces aimed at Taiwan independence, and oppose external interference so as to promote the peaceful development of cross-strait relations and advance the cause of national reunification. We will stay committed to an independent foreign policy of peace and to peaceful development. We will safeguard international fairness and justice. China stands ready to work with all members of the international community to promote the Global Development Initiative, Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative, as well as the Global Governance Initiative, so as to build a community of shared future for mankind. Fellow deputies, the blueprint has been drawn and the time for action has come. Let us rally more closely around the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Qi at its core, hold high the great banner of socialism with Chinese characteristics, and follow the guidance of Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. Let us forge ahead with one heart to accomplish the objectives and tasks for this year's economic and social development and get off to a good start in implementing the 15th five-year plan. Let us strive to build a great country and advance national rejuvenation on all fronts through China's modernization.